All right, it's gonna be a quick video on these new ATV tires that I got. These are the Tusk Megabites. It's on a 2022 Polaris Sportsman 570. You can see a Megabite made by Tusk. They are an 8-ply tire, which I like. Tubeless, whatever. These are a 25 8x12 on the front, which is 25 tall, 8 inches wide on a 12-inch rim. Those are a 25 tall, 10-inch wide on a 12-inch rim. I stayed with the stock size. Obviously, the wheels are aftermarket. These are the Tusk Cascade matte black wheel. They're just they're a good looking wheel. They're nothing special. They're a fake beadlock. They're not a real beadlock. I didn't feel the need for that. But got a ton of grip to them. I just put about 25 miles on them, I'd say. First time ever riding with them. And as you can see, the lugs are super deep. They're 3/4 inch deep lugs, I want to say. Sidewall's pretty aggressive. They're spaced out enough. They are a radial construction, which is a big deal if you've had ATVs. The stock tires, the bias ply tires, they're just like riding around on big balloons. They roll over and they just don't track well. Super impressed with how much of a difference these make. We're up here and it's cold up here. Actually got a storm moving in, but up in Northern California. The radial tire makes a huge difference in handling, just the overall planted feel, and just, they handle way better. It's like it's on rails. Not on rails, but for one of these quads, it improves the handling quite a bit. They're a 4-3 offset, and you can see they just barely are even with the tire, with the fender. So it widened it out a bit. It widened the track overall about 2.5 inches edge to edge, almost 3 inches actually, because these tires are a little wider. I went with a factory size. Just, any aftermarket tire is gonna look and be a hair bigger than a factory size tire. So I wasn't terribly concerned about them looking big or anything like that. I wanted to stick with a 12-inch rim because a 14-inch rim would have given me a bigger tire size option. I could have gone to like a 26 or a 27. I could have done a 27 on these. That's just too big for the type of riding I do. I'm mostly just on trails, hunting and just cruising around in the backwoods. Nothing gnarly. And I prefer the look of a 12-inch rim over a 14. It also gives you more sidewall, more flex. These are a hair stiff. I think I do need to let a little bit of air out of them. Like I said, it's the first ride. Just got up here, did about, about an hour riding around just normal trails. See, we got some snow under there. There's some snow, some looser mud and stuff like that. Just Northern California, Sierra Nevadas trail riding. I didn't go too big on the tires because I was worried about weight. These 570s are not the most powerful quad around. They definitely could hold their own, and they've got some torque, but they don't have gobs of power to give. The rear, it widened out quite a bit. They're a hair wider than the fender, as you can see, but I still got good protection. I cruised around in this mud and everything, and look, I don't have any mud on my legs, and I was definitely slinging it, so I think it's about the perfect setup for me. As so far, very, very impressed. I know that Tusk is it's Rocky Mountain ATV's kind of brand that they rep, but as far as I'm concerned, real good quality. I'd put them right on par with an ITP or any of that type of thing. I've ran ITP Baja crosses. I've ran Sedona tires. I've ran ITP Terra crosses before. I've ran ITP Mud Lights. traction wise, these things, I mean, they definitely will dig in, you know. So long term, we'll see. I think they should last me plenty on this quad. I'd like to see a little bit more on the sidewall, really, just for biting logs and stuff like that. But you know, there's nothing wrong with these things still. I think they'll be very serviceable and should be a good tire, you know. Long term wise, how many miles, I don't know. I know there's a lot of guys run the bigger ones on their Polaris razors and stuff like that. And I know there's guys that have got, you know, well over 1,000 to 1,500 miles on them, and they still look just fine, like they've got a lot more tread on them. So I'm not real worried about the longevity, but you know, if you're in the market, these wheels and tires shipped to my door with lug nuts were like $820. So in the world of wheels and tires for side-by-sides, ATVs or anything, obviously these are a little small for a side-by-side, but not some of your smaller two-seaters. I don't think you can beat it as far as the value of them goes. Better look at that wheel. And again, they're matte black. Yeah, mounted, you know, they don't balance them, but mounted and shipped to your door delivered, they were $820 and change with tax, shipping, everything included. So the best value that I could really find for what I wanted. Looks good. I didn't really notice, they're a little bit heavier than the stock wheels and tires, but I didn't notice any power loss. I'm sure there is a little bit. Oh, sunshine came out for the storm here, but I'm sure there is some power loss. You know, again, I didn't go too big on the tires just for that reason, because these 570s, you know, they're plenty of power to cruise around the trails and go hunting and do the stuff that I'm going to do with it. But, you know, by no means are they speed demons and have tons of power just that you want to go robbing with big old tires. And, you know, I just was more concerned about functionality, honestly. So, Megabite, I give them a 2 thumbs up. If you're in the market for some tires, I would, based on my initial impressions, first ride, I'm very impressed with them and wouldn't hesitate to pull the trigger on them if you're looking for a good tire for an ATV. So hopefully that helps somebody. Take care.